A report by Standard Bank prepared for its investors and seen by NDZ has come under fire from several quarters and is being dubbed as factional. The report, accessed by NDZ, predicts high chances of a victory for Dlamini Zuma in December's elective conference. It also expects a split in the ANC and the ruling alliance if Dlamini Zuma becomes the ANC president. ANC structures have hit out at the report compiled by senior political economist Simon Freemantle for the bank. But the report does not just stop at basic analysis of the ANC elective conference. It goes on to fearmonger over NDZ's probable win. Here are some key points in the report. Her victory would perpetuate the vastly imperfect status quo. It would deliver a message to the market of political and patronage continuity. It would inspire a cleavage in ANC and tripartite alliance next year. Calibre of ANC leadership under Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma Premier League could be demonstrably worse than is now, and will deepen ANC's rural-urban divide as Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma may try to appease the urban vote base, turning away from ANC.
We've seen this kind of nonsense before, where white monopoly capital companies use some so-called academic report to try and interfere in the politics of the ANC and to try and promote their specific preferred candidate. Standard Bank is not in favor of the radical economic transformation policies that are being advanced by Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Clearly, Standard Bank is trying to promote a different candidate who they believe will continue to assist white monopoly capital in their control over the South African economy, and whom they apparently also believe will protect them from the actions that should come against them for their own criminal behavior.
Here are some of the excerpts that point to the pro-Ramaphosa slant in the Standard Bank report. Ramaphosa's campaign, backed by provinces more relevant in the national demographic, more central to wider national economy. Ramaphosa holds a stronger set of arguments to lead a compromise agreement in December. In MTBPS, Gigaba issued a call for the kind of direction that Ramaphosa has offered to deliver if elected as the ANC president. An outcome which favors Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma's aspirations would undermine much of the urgency outlined by Gigaba in the MTBPS. We do not know whether this was his or National Treasury's intention. Gigaba's MTBPS delivered a strong signal of the need for Ramaphosa's election.
It is well known and it is an open secret that some comrades who are contesting towards the National Congress of the ANC are part of what we call the white monopoly capitals. Some have, you know about Marikana. People have shares in big companies. People are owning certain mines. Now, this report is basically triggered by the fear of the radical transformation. It is basically the fear that certain people in some corners fear that they are not longer going to get what they used to get. They are no longer going to get more richer when the radical transformation has been implemented.
Well, economist Davi Ruud joins us on the phone line to speak more on the matter. A very good afternoon to you, Davi. Just your reaction as to the Standard Bank report that came out?
Yes, good afternoon. Well, I think I broadly agree with him. I think if Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma is elected as president of the ANC, that the financial markets are likely to react quite negative to this. I think what is important, however, is that much of this has been anticipated already, and the financial markets probably priced much of this in already. So don't expect the rand to go to 18 rand as an example. I think rand may weaken a little bit or so, but much of this news is probably factored into the markets already.
Now, do you think that banks are right in this kind of fear-mongering over politics?
Well, certainly that's part of their job. That's part of an economist as well. So what they are supposed to be doing is to analyze the political environment, to analyze the economy, and to tell their clients what they really think. And I think what we have seen is that we've seen a government the last, say, 10 years or so that was destructive to the South African economy. And if this is a continuation of the same kind of government, then I'm afraid the bad news is likely to continue for South African economy. So yes, certainly that is part of the job of the banks, and it's part of the job of analysts.
Now, with the elective conference coming up in December, we do know that there has been some factionalism within the ANC in the past 2 years and so. So what do you think we can expect if we come out of this elective conference?
Yeah, I am. Remember, I'm not a political analyst. I'm an economist, but I try to keep up to breach with politics as much as I can, and I do speak to political analysts as much as I possibly can. My suspicion is that we're probably going to see a continuation of let's call it the Zuma dynasty. I think when Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Dr. Dlamini Zuma is likely to be elected as a new president of the ANC. If not, then I'm afraid we probably may see a lot of violence, and we may see the postponement of this specific conference. And we may see President Zuma to continue his role as president of the ANC and therefore as the president of South Africa as well. So I think that is the most likely outcome. Either we're going to see Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma as the new president of the ANC or a postponement of the conference.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the phone line. That was Dawie Ritt, economist, just giving us his input on the Standard Bank report that came out.